Yeah, you can't do that anymore. And as of today, if you have over 100 hours of highlights saved to your account, you cannot make new ones starting immediately. I have 4,000 hours of highlights. Hold on, let me hit the record button. I have 4,000 hours of highlights saved because I've been streaming on Twitch for 10 years. Not always as a VTuber. And like most of those are like me raiding or whatever, probably. I mean, a lot of them are events apparently, which is very sad because I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with those. But like a lot of them are me raiding or like collabs and things of that nature. So like not all of it will be relevant, but like some of it will be. And now like I have to make a very sudden decision before 60 days pass, which by the way, that's how long you have to figure it out, is 60 days, because they start auto deleting after that, on what I want to save. Like, I would have appreciated more notice for this instead of like finding out as I was setting up a stream that I now have to figure out what to do with my VODs. And you can call this me bitching. I don't really care what you call it, because personally I think this is fucked up. And if you disagree, that is totally your right, but I don't care. Because this is just completely fucked. We got this notice with no time to prepare. It wasn't even a rollout. It was literally Twitch dropping it and saying this is happening now. I literally learned this an hour before I set up a stream. After having dinner. What the fuck? Like, you can't just make decisions like this on a dime. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I understand Twitch has every right to, like, regulate its platform and figure out what it's doing, etc. and so on. They claim that this is going to be better for discoverability. I fucking doubt it. Because they haven't been able to help us with that in years. Despite trying. Most things they roll out for discoverability only help streamers that are already popular and can get numbers on those things. Clips are great. If you have people that clip, or if you have, you know, ways to upload those clips to other platforms and things of that nature. But if you're a small streamer that doesn't, they don't do that much for you. And if people aren't circulating your content, you're not exactly getting discovered. I'm so fucking annoyed. I can't believe I saw that while I was setting up a stream. It made me so anxious. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I nearly started crying. I didn't even do the thumbnail I was gonna plan because I felt like I just had to get a thumbnail out there so I could start streaming, or I wasn't gonna stream today. I was just gonna go back to bed. See, this is what I'm seeing. Twitch is broke as fuck, losing its edge to be seen as the cool kids, and so they decided to do the usual bullshit of fucking the little guy and decided to prune just to deal with server costs and maintenance. Yeah, they say that 100 hours on every channel of highlights is going to somehow help them roll out new features for discoverability and things of that nature. They specifically highlighted clips. Like, what, at this point, are you going to be able to do with more bandwidth that you weren't able to before? Because people have been giving suggestions for years. Ever since the VTuber boom happened, people have been giving suggestion on how to help with discoverability for years, and none of them have taken, except for maybe like one or two things. I think the featured clips thing is probably one of them, but yeah. God. Anyway. We're playing Trails Through Daybreak 2 today. We finished the demo this past weekend, so if you weren't around for that, you missed the start of the game. We are in Chapter 1 now, which seems to have brought us... Actually, I think we might still be in... No, we're in Chapter 1. Yeah, we're in Chapter 1. Which seems to have brought us to the city of Messeldam, which, if you remember from Trails Through Daybreak 1, is the most racist city in Calvard, and also where the former Mafia group, Almada, made their headquarters. This is also where that major fire started during the film festival that we dealt with back in Trails Through Daybreak. So who knows what is going to be waiting for us here, but it seems like we have a whole new variety of characters to be meeting as we wander through the port city. So let's get to it. Aw, man. I guess we gotta fix this again. I hope this doesn't happen every time. I'm not really used to fixing this thing. Whoa! Congrats on your 25 months of being a dog boy sim. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Cue the weird flashing lights backwards talking. Is it future or is it past? I'll see you in 25 months. That is a wild coincidence there. Whoa, Shikyo, thank you so much for resubscribing. Congrats on your 44 months of being a dog boy simp. Damn. That is a long time. Oh man, we have a hype train. And right after I was just bitching for like 10 minutes. Well, if you want to get your subs in, now's your time to do it. We have a hype train going.
Your disguise on now, so
and
I'm
resubs count, so
that could win
you
an
know.
award for the worst disguise in history. Can you do the same?
Oh? I didn't mean to do this. Wait, what did I do? Okay, hold on, I gotta talk. Blue-haired actress. Are you still not satisfied with the scene, Mr. Gotti? I can tweak my performance however you like. Director Gotti. No, you played your part to a T, Nina. It just feels like we need a little je ne sais quoi to tie things together before cutting to the climax. Imposing elderly woman. No shame in asking for advice if you need it. The whole point of this blockbuster crossover is to raise support for the survivors of Cray Village, right? Knowing that, I'd like to help in any way I can. I can't do her voice. It's too deep for me. I'm sorry. Judith. Looks like Grammy and them are ironing stuff out. Ben. Let's not butt in. They've got enough on their plates. More like je ne sais cock, indeed. I can't believe it's been this long since I first started watching you. I can't either.
It's not just actors and directors out here. Takes a village to make the magic happen.
I can't either. It's been a long time.
I can get their autograph.
But I'm flattered. Thank you so much for being with me this long. Alright, we gotta do the usual talk to everybody in the town. A time-honored tradition, if I do say so myself. Why are my feet hot?
What can I get for you?
Who knows what the hell that is?
Thanks for shopping.
Hopefully it doesn't get worse. We're not talking every stream, but I love each and every one of them. Aw, thank you.
I'm a little surprised it's not too cold out
I
there.
appreciate that.
I think that's because the flow of ocean currents keeps the port ice-free.
It's like a gateway that connects all the northern countries, like Ohrid, Lemon, and Rimaferia.
Also, I should let you guys know that because we started off so late, this probably won't be a very long stream. I did mean to start this much earlier, but I took a while replacing my bath mat because I had to clean underneath it, and it was really fucking dirty, and that took a long time to do. And then I showered because I wanted to test it before I have to go to work tomorrow, because like if I was gonna have foot pain all night, I wanted it to be when I didn't have to go to work versus when I do, to eliminate the chances of having to miss another day. And then once I was done with that, I still had to do my exercises, have my dinner, take my pill, do my routine, and I still needed to rest a bit afterwards because the runner's stretches are very grueling. And then the Twitch thing happened, and that was when everything went to shit. So, yeah. I tried.
Let me know if you need anything at all.
We're not going to read the newspaper today. We'll read that another day when I'm not so frazzled. Ooh, we got fishing stuff. Oh. And earlier you said you tried the exercises better, right? So how's your circulation? I wouldn't say that the issue is circulation. Circulation is a different issue. With what I have, it's less circulation and it's more tightness. There is a muscle called the plantar fascia in your foot, and when that gets tight, it leads to pain. Like mostly pain when you walk, but also mostly pain when you walk on certain surfaces. And for me, that muscle got so tight that literally anytime I moved my feet, or literally anytime I like sat at my desk with my feet on my desk mat, or like walked in the kitchen, for example, and stuff like that, all of that hurt a shit ton. Now, plantar fasciitis goes away over time, but it takes a long time to just go away over time. It takes like 12 to 16 months. And if you do it with like medication and stretching and stuff like that, it's like
different from the rest
8
of the town.
weeks-ish.
These are the
So like either way, it's a
I hear this place is
it's a long recovery, but
Makes sense.
it's a little bit
Armada's
better
old HQ is
when
right
you do
around
it this
here,
way
after all.
versus just letting it go away naturally. By the way, plantar fasciitis hurts a fuck ton. In case you've ever wondered what muscle pain feels like and you've never had it, don't get it. Ever. Because not only do I have plantar fasciitis, I have a muscle strain in my thigh. At the same time. And I'm supposed to do stretches every day that require me to move my legs and thighs. Yeah, you can guess how much pain I'm in on a near daily basis. It's great. We shouldn't go that way yet. It does. So the reason why I saw a doctor to begin with is I dealt with this issue for about a year, but it got worse. It wasn't that bad to begin with. It was just like pain while walking mostly, and I thought it was fatigue. Like for a while, I genuinely thought it was just weight. And like weight can do it, but not in the way that you think. So the way that it works with plantar fasciitis is the amount of weight bearing down on your body determines how much stress you put on the plantar fascia. That's not body weight. That's stuff weight. Backpacks, coats, like luggage, things like that. If you travel often and stuff of that nature. If you pack really poorly when you travel often, like I do every time I travel. But also, when you stand at a show in Philadelphia for 8 hours holding a fucking backpack on your shoulder that not only strains your shoulder, but also strains the rest of your body. And then, because you didn't know that the Philadelphia airport closes at 9 and reopens at 6, have to sit on a fucking bare floor for 5 hours waiting for the airport to open back up with said backpack. All of that can cause a severe amount of muscle pain, as it turns out. So take it from me, the next time you pack luggage to go somewhere, make sure you only pack stuff you need and don't overpack. And if you do overpack, make sure you have a way to deal with that. That isn't standing there holding it for 8 hours. I cannot stress to you how stupid this was. I learned lessons, though. Ironically, none of the concerts contributed to this. That's probably the funniest part about this whole situation. None of the concerts did any of this. I thought they did all of it. Jesus Christ. I need to, like, stop overpacking my everyday carry. Yes. Also, wearing shoes with good support helps, too. If you are somebody who isn't sure, like, what good support is, I highly recommend you buy Skechers. Skechers shoes have great support. If you buy Arch Fit, literally perfect. They're slip-on. You don't have to fuss with them. Maybe tie them every once in a while if you want to adjust them. But, literally perfect. They're, like, the right amount of support. All of those, like, over-the-counter soles and stuff like that, they don't cure this. They make it easier to deal with. All of the money I spent on soles trying to help cure this, none of that was ever going to work. That's not how you cure it. I have 20-year-old Skechers. They last a long time. Also, believe it or not, Vans did not do this either. Like, Converse, Vans, Nike, all those... Okay, maybe not Nike. I don't think Nike's really a skate shoe. But, like, all the skate shoes, they're not good for your feet, but they won't cause plantar fasciitis. Not without the other contributing factors therein. Cracking shoes, however, can cause it. So, like, if you got a pair of old Vans like I used to have, well, still do. Never threw them out. I just don't wear them anymore. If you got a pair of Vans like I used to have that were, like, coming apart in the middle, yeah, that does it. I still wore those. Not, like, I didn't wear them after getting the plantar fasciitis. I wore them constantly before that. Probably to shows, actually. Are there any other brands besides Skechers I could look into? Dr. Scholl's makes actual shoes. Like, my work shoes are Dr. Scholl's shoes, and my podiatrist said those are perfect. Mainly what you're looking for is anything with a pronounced bottom. Like, anything that has, like, what am I trying to say here? A platform base.
Well,
you'll notice that Vans don't have platform base. Vans have gum soles, which gum soles are great for, like, sticking, like, to keep, like, surface tension and stuff like that, because they're designed for skating, right? So of course they're gonna be great for surface tension, but they aren't great for support because they're not layered, right? They're just single soled shoes. If you take your insert out of a pair of Vans, you'll see that. It's very flimsy because Vans are just, they're just meant for like skating. They're not really meant for like support or like long-term like use, like for hours at a time, etc. and so on. Like, you can use them for that if you want to, but chances are over time it might lead to something like this. Hiking boots are good. Be careful with those, though. My boots that I had and was wearing before all this started said that they had support built in. When I took out the insert for that, it was flat. So, like, maybe over time it wore down, but all I know is when I removed it, nothing. There's nothing there. So that was never going to help my feet. So I swapped some for Scholl's once. Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, work shoes, I would say, I think most of them do have pretty good support. Most I've had feel like they do anyway. Maybe some of the, like, dressier brands don't. In terms of comfort that I had for easier walking was some Tiger Onitsukas, but that's my lazy shoes. Don't know anything about
don't worry,
those.
guys. This bathhouse does, in fact, come complete with a sweet, sweet sauna.
So, you looked into that before coming here, huh? Why am I not surprised?
What I would suggest you do if you're really concerned about it, go to a store and pick up a pack. Sorry, not a pack. Pick up a pair of Converse, right? And just look at the sole. Just like examine like how tall it is. Just look at like, does it look like it's supportive or does it look more like it's just like there? If you can remove the insert to take a look at like how high it is off the ground, that might help too, just so that you have an idea of what you're looking at visually. But chances are a shoe store probably won't let you do that. So it's a good measurement of what you're looking at in terms of a shoe that probably does not have much support, if that makes sense.
Indeed.
Would you like to use the...
Let's use our bath. We have to use it every chapter. It's an achievement thing. I'll have to look
This
into
is
it. You say
perfect.
Converses too, just as a note. He said Converses are generally bad. Not like
Don't you
bad
think it's a little too
shoes.
steamy
They're
in
comfortable
here?
to wear. They just don't have any support.
It's so nice and warm in here.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hot sniffing pup boy in a sauna. You know it. If you have a pair of Vans, or like if you have access to Vans at all, that might also be a good way.
Top of the world.
Because like if you take a pair of Vans and like you feel the inside, you can feel that the gum sole is just there for like surface tension. It's not there for anything else.
Come see us again.
I used to wear DCs a lot, but they moved away from the chunky designs and they don't go down to my size anymore. Yeah, I think he said DCs were bad too. Maybe. I don't remember. He rattled off a bunch of brands. This was like a long conversation. Like he distilled maybe an hour and a half conversation into 30 minutes. There was so much to take in while he was talking. Like, I'm only recounting what I can remember.
Well,
I got some mid-cut Vans that are pretty thick enough. That's good. Do yourself a favor, though. Remove the sole, in like the insert in the shoe. Remove it and look at it and see like how much like cushion it has. That'll determine like whether or not it actually has good support. Yeah, I switched that for the shoals. Those soles have some squishiness, I'd say. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. If it ever gets to the point where your feet do start to hurt, there are actual, like, podiatrist soles you can buy online. They cost, like, $50. They're not cheap, but you can get them online. And they'll do you. They'll do you good. Ever since he gave me mine, I've had very little like foot pain problems from actually walking around. Yeah, I've literally only had problems with Converse and Vans because they're too flat for me.
what would you like?
Weird ass toe walker that I am. As it turns out, toe walking is it has its own like entire like thing of podiatry.
Come again.
I've taken so many surveys about foot pain within the past few days, and there's like so many things on there
Come again.
that I didn't even know were like red flags for podiatry.
Allow me to assist.
This is all the same old stuff. I have a big ass bunion, so yeah. Yeah, that's not great for you. That is not great for you. Alright, we can start opening up slots. So funny you mentioned that. So the first time I wore these shoes and went mostly walking city, my feet hurt like a bitch. When the insert came about and when I got home, my feet barely ached. That's good. That's good. Twitch gave me a warning for this message. That's weird. What the hell? Why? Why? What? Probably because I said bitch. That should be... But it's an auto mod thing. The channel should warn you if it's banned, but it's not. There's no way the term bitch is banned from my stream. Since when does Twitch individually monitor language? Bro, shit is getting weird in this country. Nah, Twitch keeps doing these weird things where they warn you in advance before sending a message. What the hell? I don't watch enough. I don't watch streamers, honestly, other than Mel and Rory sometimes. Actually, I don't even watch anybody now because I can't. They banned that at work. So I can't even watch anybody. Because usually by the time I get home, like, I have other stuff that I got to take care of. So I don't know, like, what new stuff Twitch is doing in chat and whatnot, because I don't have the chance to interact with it. But that's so wild, like, jeez.
Hope to see you again.
I don't even know what to say. That's scary.
Allow me to assist.
Do individual channels not have the ability to decide what is appropriate anymore? Like, I hope they're monitoring all language and not just, like, I don't know. Like, I hope they're also monitoring, like, slurs and stuff like that, too. And not just profanity. I will say, at this point, with all these things and the adpocalypse nonsense, I'm just imagining people are going to have to be a lot more creative. But I won't get into that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a toxicity filter thing, so there might be some common sets of words that trigger it. Well, I hope those are programmed in the right direction, because if I have learned anything about auto-programming filters that filter language during my time in psychology, it's that they are usually very racially biased towards white people. So that's not great if that's what they're trying to do. Because that means there's going to be a whole lot more room to be racist on Twitch. And that is very concerning.
What would you like? Come again. No need to be shy now.
Not to say that they've ever been particularly good at it, keeping it away anyway, but you know.
What would you like?
Oh, what, like saying cracker is offensive now when mean the fucking snacks? No. No, when I say, sorry, I shouldn't have used that term. It's a psychology term. When I say racially biased towards white people, what I mean is, like, everything that's offensive towards white people would get flagged as inappropriate, and anything that would be offensive to another race would just be allowed. Because the system doesn't care about it. The system only monitors language that would offend white people. We find in psychology a lot that, like, whenever people create automated systems, the automated systems almost always cater to the majority. They do not cater to the minority. So, like, they don't do anything to protect people who are not seen as a majority, if that makes sense.
Allow me to assist.
When I've typed the short F slur instead of cigarettes, it just doesn't show my message at all.
Hope to see you again.
Wow, okay.
Allow me to assist.
Hmm.
Hope to see you again.
Well, that is good.
Allow me to assist.
Why does this still say new? This new shit is driving me crazy. Oh, okay, I see. Sorry, there's a lot of new systems and stuff to get used to. They didn't used to do this with shops. Alright, I'm not worried about it anymore. But yeah. Okay, that's good to know, because that means that if they're filtering for that, chances are they're probably filtering for racial language too.
Not this way.
I guess we can have some faith in the chat box, but profanity shouldn't be that neutered. Well, it's two different problems, right? Profanity itself is just language deemed to be, like, offensive socially. It's not, like... It's not usually, like, racially inclined or anything, or, like, discriminatory in nature. Like, some of it can be. Don't get me wrong. But usually the problem with profanity is more like the protect the children thing. Saying that, like, profanity is unsafe for kids, blah, 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 so on and so forth. All that bullshit. But usually, people will not group, like, racial language into that. When, in my opinion, it should all be seen as the same shit. It should all be the same level of offensive. Although I personally don't care about profanity. Like, I've never really been offended by profanity. I use it a lot, so, like, I just don't care. Definitely makes no sense for a mature labeled stream. Oh, 100%. Don't even get me started on that. God, I have such a story about good Christian kids and swearing. It's such a double standard, though, honestly. Anyway, did they rework Van being a bit more sexier in this one? I don't know how to answer that question. In what way?
May Adios be with us.
I would say graphically, but I will just say yes. Okay. His character model is exactly the same. There might be like some tooled up graphics and stuff, because Daybreak 2, I believe, was made specifically for the PS4. I don't think Daybreak 1 was. I think Daybreak 1 might have come out on the... No, I think they both were. I think they were made like maybe a year apart from each other. I don't remember. He has the same model, but he does not have the same portrait. The portrait is sexier. Like, it's a different pose. Like, this looks a lot better than his old portrait, which felt a little bit stilted. Like, you can see more of his personality in this. But that's really it. Like, all the models are the same. I don't think Judas is the same. Judas' model looks like it might have changed a bit. Katra's looks the same. But Katra's portrait is different. Oh no, Katra's portrait I think is the same too. I don't think Judas' portrait is the same. I know Agnes's isn't. They gave Agnes and Van different portraits. I don't know about these two. It feels like they're different, but I don't think they actually are. Other than that, I mean, his voice is the same. Like, they didn't change voice actors.
Not this way.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think they really
This theater
changed much
plays
with him.
all kinds of movies, including independent films.
Oh, really? Then movie fans must be in love with this place.
They do hold one of the film festivals here. It tracks that they'd want to appeal to film buffs.
Thank you for your visit today. The showing on screen 2 will soon begin. Please silence your phones and enjoy the film.
So if you'll remember, from Trails Through Daybreak 1, the Tharbad Film Festival was put on to replace the Messeldam Film Festival, and people did not like that because of racism. But one of the biggest complaints that people had about the Tharbad Film Festival was that it was too flashy and it didn't capture the art of films, which, if you know what this argument is, you know directly what this is a metaphor to. So people in messeldam are a little bit, how do we say, snooty? But the word is probably more racist
Thank you for your visit today.
and rude.
The showing on screen 2 will soon begin.
So me and my brother knew swears, of course, but we also knew when and where not to use
If you
them.
have a ticket, please proceed to
Cue
the
to my
entrance.
cut to my brother playing out in the street within view. We get a knock on our door. Someone has sprayed painted fuck and bitch, etc. on someone's garage. They blame my brother. We of course don't believe that. Not because my mom doesn't think he swears, but because he's got atrocious handwriting. Oh my gosh.
The truth is lurking in the darkness, but I will bring it to light.
We have merchandise for the movie on sale at the shop. Why not buy a souvenir to remember your visit? Welcome.
Oh, the movie mechanic is back. Can we see movies right now?
Thank you for your visit today.
I don't think... We shouldn't be.
The showing on screen 1 will
We can
soon
just watch a
begin.
movie right now?
If you have a ticket, please
Oh,
proceed
wow,
to
they
the
changed it. You can just watch them anytime now? Oh, that's wild. Alright, let's watch a movie with Katra, I guess. Turns out it was the Turns out it was the two goody-goody kids, and then they started blaming me and my brother for teaching them. We never really played with them, and we never really encouraged graffiti like that. We're not stupid. Oh my gosh. That's wild. Well, now that's fucking rude. At this point, I'd go ahead and spray paint a cursive fuck. I can't believe they let you watch movies now just for free. Not for free, but like free time. Like you used to only be able to do that like... Well, maybe not. I don't remember how it used to work. I still think it's funny that me and my mom knew it wasn't my brother because he can't wipe for shit.
Barbara, are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
My, how curious. Since when did I have a look-alike?
No, it's just like I feared. My wish actually came true. Please, just drop the knife. I don't want this. I don't want this at all.
Liar. You know, you remind me of how I used to be. A filthy, yellow-bellied coward. But I'm not that person anymore. I changed. I decided to accept myself just as I am. Now I have the courage to make my own choices, like killing poor, miserable Barbara.
Two Lizzie's? What's going on? I don't understand.
There's no time to explain. Barbara, get up! We have to run!
Oh my goodness.
So, I have my very own doppelganger, and she actually thinks she's the real me. How cute. I'll allow her to live out that fantasy for a while. Ever since I made that wish, I've felt so free. But if she tries to take that away from me, I'll cast a light on that two-faced lie and make her fade into nothing.
My god. What the fuck? What the fuck was all of that? Jesus. I guess that was movie magic. Man, Katra? You okay, bud? Katra, I'm alright. I normally don't have any trouble with horror. I was even fine with that other horror movie from last year. But Everything involving the mirror hit a little closer to home than I expected. Van, yeah. I can see why. They say mirrors are like windows into the soul. Some people even put a cloth over them even when they're not. Oh, crap. Sorry. Shutting up now. Wouldn't want you to develop a mirror phobia or nothing. Katra, no, this is nothing. I'm a boy, after all. I won't let myself be swayed by something that has absolutely no basis in science. Van, whoa! Easy there, Katra. Hey, looks like they're selling commemorative brochures for this movie. Alright, well, we got a movie brochure. I wonder if it'll let us watch more. Probably not. Watch out, lady. She's going to drive down the road at night to edgy slowdown music. Or just go completely psycho crazy. Who knows? Okay, yeah, we can only do one. Okay, maybe it's only one per, like, wander around segment.
I'm really looking forward to the film festival.
Alright, we're gonna continue our quest of talking to all the NPCs. We gotta avoid those question mark areas.
Gotta have the mirror if you want the good stuff.
Or the red exclamation mark areas. Because they lead to advances in the story that I'm not ready for. Alright, bye, buddy. That was weird.
Hey, big boy.
Uh-oh,
Wanna
speaking
have
of
a little
weird.
fun?
Man in black. Anything turn up on your end? Not yet. Where the hell is that damn brat? There's lookouts posted every way in or out of the city, so he's got no place to run. We'll find him if we have to turn over every last rock on the street. Someone's coming. You know the drill. Judith, what's up with those two? Katra, it sounds like they're in the middle of a manhunt. Man, something smells off about this. Let's just focus on our investigation for now. We still need to get a handle on the situation in Messeldam.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Whoa.
Looks like someone doodled. Oh, wait, no. This is called graffiti art, isn't it?
Holy moly! Whoever did this has got talent.
No. Oh my god.
Gotta have the mirror if you want the good stuff.
All right.
There's a forced beag on the bulletin board. A prized possession. About 9 years ago, I happened to lose a childhood treasure of mine here in Messeldam. I know the idea seems a little far-fetched, but I'm hoping it's still somewhere in the city. Would you be willing to help search for it? I'll be waiting for your answer at the chapel. Oh, that must be what she was talking about earlier. She lost something, it seems.
May Adios be with us.
Man, so this is where you were. Francisca, right? You're the one who put out the force beag? Francisca, force beag? Then you must be. Man, the Spriggan, yeah, from Arkride Solutions. We just happened to be in Messeldam for some business. Anyway, not to jump the gun or anything, but can you fill us in on the details of your request? Francisca, of course! Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Let's discuss this where we won't disturb the others. Van, so, your request said you wanted us to look for something important to you? What would that be, exactly? Francisca, right. I suppose that's the best place to start. I'm looking for a music box, one with a little ballerina on top. It has a crank that you can turn to play music. The ballerina will even spin as if she's dancing. Judith, oh, I've seen those before. They're so cute. Francisca, I agree. It was incredibly dear to me when I was a little girl. You see, my father was a busy man, and because I didn't get to see him very often, he decided to have a gift made for me to remind me of his love. Catra, it sounds like he cared for you a great deal. Francisca, he did, yes. But unfortunately, there came a time when we had to depart from Messeldam. I had no choice but to leave the music box behind. It's been on my mind ever since. I've always longed for the day I could come back and look for it. It's only now, 9 years later, that I've finally been able to visit. Van, so you're trying to find all the music... so you're trying to find the music box while you're still in town? Francisca, yes. Of course, there's no guarantee that it's still here, but if there's even the slightest chance. Even if you can't find the music box itself, any information on where it might be would be enough. Does this sound like something you could help with? Van, well, I think I got the gist of your request, at least. You had no choice but to leave it behind, though? Sounds like something crazy must have happened. Judith, yeah, that does seem a little strange. It's not exactly hard to bring a music box with you. Francisca, I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. There's really nothing more that I can say. I apologize. Katra, well... Man, listen, if there's stuff you can feel you can't share, I get it. I mean, dealing with complicated matters is practically our whole business. But at the end of the day, you can't really expect us to head out on a search for some music box without having all the info. Francisca, I didn't mean to... No, I'm just making more excuses. Judith, hey, you didn't have to be so rude about it. I don't get why you're skeptical, though. Katra, is there a reason why you can't ask the police or the bracers for help? Francisca, I'd prefer not to complicate the situation, personally. I only want my music box back. I did think about trying to find it on my own, but... I'm a bit hesitant to go wandering around town. Judith, look, I would really like to help you out, but it's ultimately up to our leader here. Katra, what do you think, Van? Van, let's see. She's got the reservations about telling the truth, but it doesn't feel like it's because of a life or death situation. Still, something's bugging me. Not that that stopped me before, per se. What to do? Alright, we'll take the case. You did go to all the trouble of putting out a forced speak. Plus, it might be nice to do some extra legwork while we're in town. Francisca, thank you so much. Words can't explain how much this means to me. Van, so, is there anything else you can tell us about the music box? Seriously, any info at all would be helpful. Francisca, well, my memories can be a bit hazy at times, but I'll try my best. As I mentioned, it's a music box with a little ballerina on top. I think it was made of ceramic. Yes, if I'm remembering correctly, I was told it came from a famous workshop here in Messeldam. Katra, oh, you must mean the Orbital factory from across the public bathhouse. Van, sounds like that should be the place we should start asking around. Judith, well, let's get going then. Gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Let's get this party started.
Alright. We got us a new quest. Alright. Before we begin the quest, let us do some adding. We will be back after these brief messages. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to. Oh shit, I didn't stand up. Let's stand up real quick.
Well,
All right, there we go.
Indeed.
We have stood up, and we have done some stretchies. If you have not stood up and done some stretchies while you've been watching, you should do that. You should stand up and do some stretchies. Ow. Thanks for hitting me, car.
What a pretty canal.
Now let's talk to this guy.
got a question for you.
Ivan, music box with a ballerina? Again, huh? Judith, that's an interesting reaction. Do you know something? Ivan, funnily enough, I happened to come across some old paperwork on it recently. So yeah, I do. Van, well, that certainly makes things easier. Let's start with the simple stuff then. I'm guessing it was your shop that made the music box? Ivan, that's right. It actually was crafted by my grandfather, but the request for it was made roughly a decade ago. The order slip mentioned it was a present for the customer's daughter, who wanted to be a ballerina. Money didn't seem to be an issue for the man who ordered it, though. I imagine he must have been a real up-and-comer. That's why my grandfather felt so much pressure to make it perfect. He poured all of his know-how into that thing. I don't think there was a single piece he was more proud of. That's a lot of fucking Mira. Katra, wait. You've seen it before? Ivan, yep, just last month actually. I'm not sure if you'll be pleased to hear this or not, but an antique dealer brought it in. He wanted me to refurbish some parts of the doll that fell off. Judith, talk about a coincidence. Ivan, I only realized it was my grandfather's work when I noticed his signature on the back. That's what got me digging through our old documents in the first place. Anyway, your best bet is probably going to be that antique dealer. No telling if he still has the music box, though. Katra, right. If the repair was last month, he may have already sold it. I suppose we should at least try find him, though. Van, yeah. You know if the guy's still in the area? Ivan, well, I've seen him around, sure, but I'd be careful if I were you. He's not exactly known for being the reputable type. Word is that he buys some of his goods through the black market. I've even heard that he has dealings over in that underground club in the back streets. Judith, black market goods, huh? That doesn't sound great. Van, well, it's the only lead we got right now. Come on, let's head to that club. Thanks for the info, Ivan. Alright, so now... I suppose we should go to the exclamation marks now.
Pretty canal.
Can I help you?
Ooh.
Come again.
Looks like we got a number of things to check out here. First thing is that computer. Man, since we're setting up base here for 2 or 3 days, we can access the American Garden from this terminal, right? Katra, is that the dedicated MK terminal you equipped your truck with? Judith, you know, I've heard this American Garden thing is pretty incredible. Honestly, I'd like to take a look myself. Alright, cool. So now we can access the garden. Oh, looks like we have to access the garden. Then, alright, time to start exploring the Merhan Garden. I should be able to gain access for extra members by having Mare make new profiles for their Zyphas. Mind, Mare Bear?
Yeah, I heard you. Sheesh, overload your hollows much? Though, admittedly, I'm just as curious about this virtual space as the rest of you. I'll treat you this once. But don't get used to it.
And so, the rest of the group was registered. Van then reached out to the other team and had them log in for an in-person rundown on the system.
Katra, Judith, long time no see.
Yes. I guess it has been a while, huh? Though I can't say I expected us to reunite in virtual reality.
My thoughts exactly. It's a bit of an odd feeling.
You've been busy getting ready for the school festival, right? Glad it hasn't taken the pep out of your step. But enough about that. You two must be Swin and Nadia.
That's us. I know this is a lot to take in all at once, but it's nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about the Arkwright Solutions team, too.
Let's see. On one side is the famous movie star Judith Lanster, and the other, that whiz kid who skipped a bunch of grades at Basel Institute. It's Katra, right? I'ma just shorten that to QT. Anyone ever say how adorable you are? And don't even get me started on the way Judith fills a room. It's not like I don't trust S to be faithful, but I'd better start upping my riz just to be sure.
Oh my god.
Upping your what? Can we stay on topic, please?
Judith. You two really are regular comedians. Katra, I'm not quite sold on this whole QT thing. But you both seem to be nice people. That's a relief, considering our track record with the other members of the Gardens. Yes, definitely. I've seen firsthand just how reliable they can be. Van, okay, that's enough meeting and greeting for now. The situation is pretty much how I explained it to you earlier. We'll need all the help we can get in here. Yours included, Elaine. Elaine, it'd be my pleasure. Renee is lending his aid, so I see no reason to withhold mine. Judith, I can't just sit on my hands, especially if there's any chance of this being related to the incident at the Capitol. Besides, I've got to stay in shape, both as Grimcat and as an actress. It'll be a lot on my plate, but that won't stop me. Katra, I'm impressed they managed to build a virtual space of this scale. It's almost like an expansion of the battle simulator we used before. Personally, I find this sort of thing fascinating, so feel free to call on me at any time. Alright. Mirabelle, hey guys! Jumping right into the Merhan Garden, huh? Then, well, you did put in a formal request. Sounds like you were waiting for us, though. Was there something you needed to share? Mirabelle, yeah, actually. See, we finished analyzing those shard tokens you guys found on your last expedition. It turns out they have a function that can parse and restore some of the data losses in the garden's going through right now. Van, slow down a sec. I'm not really following here. Mirabelle, let me dumb it down a little. The more tokens you collect, the more we can analyze the resources the garden took in. Plus, it'll net you a whole bunch of rewards that can be used both in the virtual and real worlds. So no reason not to try it out, right? I mean, I already added the feature to the Mare for you. Van, boy, you work fast. But yeah, I get the gist of it now. May as well give it a whirl, I suppose. Alright. We have Mystic Cube Analysis now, which we can use for the shard tokens. I'm betting it's like gacha.
tokens, huh?
Use the S tokens you obtain to analyze mystic cubes. Yeah, this is probably like gotcha.
Here I go. Beginning analysis.
Alright, so hold the X button to analyze a mystic cube. The rarer the cube, the more separate than items you stand to gain. And of course, it's also more likely that unique items will appear. Yeah, it's gotcha.
It's reacting. Card detected. On to the next.
Wow.
It's reacting. Target analyzed. On to the next. Card detected. On to the next. Target
They have a system like this in Trails Trails into Reverie. It doesn't work exactly like this, but it's kind of similar.
Card detected. Not done yet. Card detected. On to the next. Card detected. On to the next. Target analyzed. On to the next. It's reacting. Target analyzed. Not done yet.
Dang. Alright, well that's all we have.
Pretty darn good.
Dang, we got a lot of stuff. I don't know what any of this is. Well, some of it I know what it is. This looks like soundtrack stuff. And these are outfits? This is hair accessories. These are accessories to themselves. I do not know what that is. And these are... who knows what that is. I'm sure that's a system we haven't learned yet. Okay. Well, that was fun. Okay. Mirabelle, looks like the analysis went off without a hitch. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got some good news for you guys. We found out you can use your shard tokens and your Zifas to beef up your individual crafts. We've developed a program for augmenting them. You're free to use it anytime you like. Van, seriously? Wow. What do they think of next? Judith, what were we supposed to get out of all that again? Katra, in short, they've discovered a means of improving our individual proficiency levels through combat orbment synchronization. It might be worth taking a moment to verify how effective the process is. Interesting. About enhancing crafts. The skill stones you obtained a moment ago can be used to increase the power and efficacy of your character's crafts. Any craft can be selected for enhancement, so you're free to improve your characters in whatever way you like. Oh, so that's what these skill stones are for. Whoa. Oh, I see. That's neat. Interesting.
Let's go!
Time for an upgrade.
right. Let's polish this up.
Let's make it stronger.
Will this also make it look cuter?
Cool. All right. Well, I guess that's what we use the skill stones for. Okay. So we got some new features in the garden. Uh-oh. Mirabelle. Whoopsie! Almost forgot one teeny detail. I also made it so that you can find shard tokens in portals via shard search. So give that a try too, okay? Man, portals? This is the first time hearing of those. Judith. And I thought shard tokens were something we collected in virtual reality. Mirabelle. Yeah, about that. We don't know if it's a bug with the garden or whatever, but they've been showing up as data fragments in the real world too. They can be used in the garden just fine, so it'd be super cool if you could gather them out here too. Katra, this is kind of a concerning development. Mirabelle, tell me about it. Like, real talk, we don't entirely know what's going on here either. As for the portals, there are these things called nodes around Edith where the orbital waves are mega concentrated. Our tech lets you reconfigure those hotspots into virtual routers made out of shards. Once you have one up and running, it can be used to get easy access to the American Garden. No dedicated terminal required. Seeing is believing, though. So I just sent you some info on a portal-compatible location nearby. Just turn on your shard search and have a look around. Man, honestly, I'm still a little lost. But sure. We'll try it out when we get the chance. Dang. This shit's getting so bad that it's leaking into the real world. Scary. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for... Oh, wow. Oh, man. Jeez. They really are just out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. Oh, this is some wild bullshit right here.
What a pretty canal. Oh, nothing like a good hot bath.
Seems like a good fishing spot.
God dang it. Oh, there's more? This is a good fishing spot. Katra's correct.
Let's do this thing.
Oh, nice. We can locate fishing spots with shard search. That's neat. Oh.
Hey,
Oh no, I don't remember how to fish. Well, it says tug. I'm good at tugging.
that's it.
Oh no. Wasn't it like... Oh god.
Well,
Nice.
Nice, I got one.
Hey, we got a snow crab. Congrats on your big mama pickle. I suppose, maybe? What is that bottom fish?
Hey,
Why is that guy watching me?
that's it.
He's just got his eyes on me hardcore. Like, what the fuck's up with this man? Bro, keep it in your pants. Ain't you ever seen a man fish before?
Nice, I got one.
Nice. I suppose we can try again. We have one more dumpling. Why is he watching me, though?
Hey. That's it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yo, we got us a Skygill. Wait, I don't have any more bait. We can't try again. All right, let's leave this guy. He's being weird. I don't know why he's watching me like this. I don't appreciate it.
Why, hello there.
I like how well they timed. Indeed. Oh, these two are gonna die for that fucking comic book, man. I don't think you should be doing real-world research in a back alley.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Another fishing spot. Oh, thank you for the self-care. It's getting warmish, which is good because it's coldish outside, but I don't really like when it's warmish in this room.
Well,
God. Oh, I still have stretches to do after this. Ah, it never ends. All right, let's go in this club. Oh shit. Katra, this isn't your everyday establishment. Judith, maybe not. But places like this are a surefire bet for underworld intel. Then, that's about the size of it. Would you rather wait outside, kiddo? Katra, there's no need to coddle me. Then, it's only the middle of the day, so we'll just take 3 mocktails. Bartender, right away, sir. Katra, I didn't realize bars even offered non-alcoholic drinks. Van, depends on the joint, but it's not too uncommon while it's still light out. Judith, hey, this is pretty tasty. Just right for an afternoon pick-me-up. Katra, I have to agree. Van, you got some killer skills, barkeep. That's very flattering, sir. Van, I'm not just talking cocktails, by the way. It's hard to tell by looks alone, but you're packing a lot of muscle under that uniform. I also noticed the glances you sneaked at the door and the customers. That's more vigilance than a typical bartender needs. My take's that you double as this club's bouncer. Bartender, I'm at a loss for words. Are you, perhaps, involved in some form of detective work? Ben, that's one way to put it. You wouldn't happen to be an ex-Jaeger called Robson, would you? I heard your story from Dingo. Bartender, you were acquainted with him? Katra, that was a telling response. Judith, so you knew each other too? Robson, yes, as you presumed, I am Robson. Dingo has done much for me in the past. A shame what became of him. Then, so you already heard the news. Robson, even now, I struggle to believe it. Since you were a close friend of his, it would be my pleasure to accommodate you in whatever way I can. That being said, I would advise you not to bring his name up in front of the owner. Katra, did something happen between them? Robson, in a sense. You see, our club's highest earner used to be a hostess by the name of Mistress. Judith, that's the lady from the Blacklight District. Van, Mistress, huh? I know she and Dingo got acquainted when he was in Messeldam. but it sounds like there's more to the story. Robson, I can't discuss this too openly, but at the time, Mistress was being blackmailed into doing the owner's bidding. Dingo was the one who pulled every trick in the book to secure her freedom. It would seem the owner harbors a grudge over it to this very day. Man, damn, that's a hell of a history. Robson, what brings your investigation here, if I may ask? I'd be happy to answer any questions you have to the best of my ability, Mr. Van. Call me Van. I'm Spriggan from the capital. Robson. Ah, the one from the rumors. I'm here in Messeldam to find something, so we're out doing a little info gathering. Have you noticed any sketchy developments here lately? Particularly in relation to Almada? Robson. The police were scouring the place as part of their own investigation not long ago. But as far as I'm aware, they didn't discover anything of note. In truth, however, the owner has worked with Almada on numerous past occasions. It was only ever to line his own pockets, however, so he is likely ignorant of their inner workings. Even if he weren't, he's crafty enough to keep the police from delving into him too deeply. Judith. So he actually gave him the slip? Man, sounds like interrogating him wouldn't get us much of anywhere then. Robson. There are many others in this town that are also connected into Almada in some way, shape, or form. In most cases, however, it was that they were either threatened or exploited. The only people who truly know what went on in Almada would be those who worked directly under them. But the way I understand it, each and every member was arrested at the end of last year. That's the extent of my knowledge. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Katra. Not at all. This gives us a better grasp of things. Judith. Yeah, you definitely saved us some trouble down the road. Robson. That pleases me to hear. Van. We'll hit you up again if we need anything else. Heck, even if we don't, we might just stop by for some more drinks. Robson. I'll save you a spot at the counter.
May I help you?
Ooh!
Thank you.
Got a question for you.
Man, normally this wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I've got a feeling the owner won't take too kindly to us asking lots of questions. Might be easier to see if any of the dancers know something. Van, excuse me, miss... Tiffany. Oh, got a tip for me, mister. Feel free to put it anywhere you want. Katra, that's not what we're here for. If possible, we'd like to ask you something. Judith, Katra might act like he's all grown up, but he's still just a kid, huh? Katra explained that they were looking for an antique dealer. Tiffany, oh, you're looking for that guy, are you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's here today. Van, good. Sounds like we're in luck. Judith, but where is he? I haven't seen anyone matching his description so far. Van, hey, the guy that just walked out of the bathroom. Tiffany, yep, that's him. He's probably got some business with the owner today. Stops by to sell his wares here every now and then. He uses this place as a sort of hunting ground. Finds suckers who are into buying old junk, then pulls them into another room for a sales pitch. So, yeah, he's a little shady, but he's also a great tipper. And that makes him okay in my book. Katra. I see. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Van. Alright then. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Let me ask you something.
Huh? Music box with a ballerina on top? Damn, I finally get it off my hands, And now someone takes an interest. Van, you sold it? Secondhand dealer. Yep. Gave it to the new owner a few nights ago. Sorry, pal. Judith. I was afraid of that. Katra. I figured it wouldn't be so simple. Van, mind telling us who you sold it to? The original owner's looking for it. Secondhand dealer. The original owner, huh? Yeesh, I don't want nothing more to do with that mess. It was some old lady. Pretty sure I saw her wandering around over by the docks this morning. I think she was wearing a yellow scarf. Van, thanks for the tip. By the way, what do you mean by get it off my hands? From what we heard, the former owner of the Orbital factory put a whole lot of effort into that thing. The old man was pretty famous at his trade, wasn't he? I kinda expected people to be banging down your door for it. Secondhand dealer. Yeah, well, I thought the same thing. Hell, that's why I bought it in the first place. I even brought it down to the club to try and sell it to somebody who might be into antiques. Only thing is, every one of them told me that music box comes with a lot of baggage. Judith. Baggage? What do you mean by that? Sorry, lady, but if I tell you, I'd be wrapped up in it myself. Anyway, to make a long story short, if I couldn't sell it to some sleazeball, I figured I'd just target your average Joe instead. And that's how I finally managed to get rid of it. Katra. Not sure how I feel about you selling something with a sketchy history to the general public. Anyway, we should try and find that old lady and see what she can tell us. Van, yeah, if we're lucky, she might even be willing to make a trade. Judith, sounds like a plan. He said she was over by the docks, so let's take a look. I bet it's Judith's grandma.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Ooh, this looks like a good fishing spot.
Why do you say that so sleazily? How do I fish here? Oh, right. I keep forgetting that you have to actually push a button to fish. Ooh, interesting. There's a new fish here.
That's it.
Alright, there's no sleazeball this time. Oh, no! Oh, it was a crab. I wanted to know what that other fish is. Wow, that fish is only catchable here. What the fuck? Alright.
Hey.
Come on, buddy. Let's go.
That's it.
Hell yeah. Alright. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. Whoa, that's a big guy. We got us a red perch. What a big guy. All right, bye. A new exclamation mark has appeared on the map. Alright, I guess we should talk to these guys.
Arc Ride Solutions?
Ben, well, look who it is. Katra, you're that detective. Judith, Nate, right? Nice to see you.
Right back at you, Judith. Fancy meeting you here. I guess those rumors about you being in town for a shoot were... Hold on a second! That doesn't explain what the rest of you were doing in messeldam.
Ben, we're here on a work trip. Same as you, I'd wager. Let me guess. Tidying up after Almada's turning out to be just your year-end job? Detective Nate, boy, you really know how to hit the mark. I gotta tell you, rounding up every organization in their fringes is a slog. We've been making arrests ever since we arrived early last month. Worst of all, they've got 6 of us guys griming up one room at the inn. It's like sleeping in a sardine can. Katra, he's going off on a venting session. Van, works for me. Let's see if we can get him to spill a few beans. So they brought in Edith's best and brightest, huh? The brunt of the investigation must have been a breeze after that. Detective Nate. Well, what can I say? It just comes easy to me. But the police can't take all the credit. The Guild and CID are in high gear at this too. Naturally, we've cleaned up all of Almada's stragglers. Same goes for any group they've so much as shaken hands with. So you can just focus on filming worry-free, Judith. Judith, that's good to hear. So in other words, they haven't found anything worth mentioning. Katra, if that's the case, why haven't you gone back to the capital yet? Detective Nate. Well, we're talking about a pretty wide-reaching mafia here. There's still a few bits and bobs that need clearing up, like the finer parts of their cash flows. But hey, that's just a tiny slice of it. We've got most of the rest on lock. That's what makes us the best and brightest. Katra. So I see. Van. Guess that means people in the know. Guess that means people in the know about Almada's legacy are in short supply now. Well, that gives us the gist of things. Hit us up if you get any more info, Mr. Best and Brightest. Detective Nate. Sure thing. Leave it to me. Wait a minute. Why should I have to share information with you guys? Katra. Sure took him long enough. Van. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Well,
A pretty canal.
Ocean is just as lovely in winter, isn't it?
Let me ask you something.
It wasn't Judith's mom or grandma. Nice. Well, at least we got it back. Francisca. Oh! My old ballet teacher. I thought I'd never see you again. It's been far too long. I've missed you so much. If no one else, I always hoped I'd at least get to see you again someday. Elderly woman. I felt the very same. Though it may be a little more than happenstance, I'm very pleased to see you again. My, look at how you've grown. You've become such a fine young lady. I see you're still just as quick to tears as when you were little, however. Francisca. Oh, you. Judith. A reunion after 9 long years. I'm getting a little misty-eyed myself. Katra. She must be overjoyed. Van. Sorry to interrupt your get-together, ladies. But I've got the music box you were looking for right here. Mind checking to see if we have the right one? Francisca. Oh, I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in the moment. Let me take a look. Whoa, pretty. Yes, that's it. That's the one my father gave me. It's beautiful. I can tell your dad really cared about making you happy. Katra, the melody is rather nice as well. The crank turns just fine, so there's no need to worry about the inner mechanisms being broken. Francisca, that's a relief. I can't tell you how much it means for me to have this back. And to think you even brought my old teacher along. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Van. No thanks needed beyond the fee for our services. You know, I actually thought that music box might have been that other thing we were looking for. But I didn't catch a single whiff of anything fishy, so I guess not. Katra. Huh? You thought it was related to Almada? Judith, what in the world made you think that? It was just a nice gift from her father. Francisca. Elderly woman. Francisca, Van, it's okay, ma'am. We're just fixers who happen to have a few run-ins with Almada in the past. It wasn't until we were in the middle of investigating that I started to realize what was actually going on. Francisca, I see. So you figured it all out already. To be honest, having to keep it from you was starting to eat me up inside. If it's okay, I'd like to explain. Judith, yeah, I'm still a little clueless over here, so that would be great. Francisca, several years ago, my father was the most powerful man in Messeldam's criminal underworld. His name was Enrique, Almada's former boss. Oh, shit. Judith, Enrique? Why does that name sound so familiar? Katra, I think it was written in Dingo's notes. I see. So your father had the music box made for you over a decade ago. Then a year later, Dante's took over Almada. I suppose all this took place while your dad was still at the top of the underworld then. Van, to be honest, the rumors I've heard about him aren't great. Francisca, you're right. My father did many horrible things while he was with Almada. He used to be a traitor, but his craftiness got the better of him. That eventually led to his takeover of the Mafia. These days, he'd be considered a bit player in the grand scheme of things, but there was a time when he was feared even outside the city. However, my mother and I only ever knew him as a kind and gentle soul. Just like what he did for me back with the music box, all he ever wanted was for us to be happy. Van, well, people aren't always what you see on the surface, that's for sure. Francisca, yes. Even so, the people of this town hold his name in contempt. To this day, there are many who carry a grudge against him. I was scared of what they might do if they found out who I was. Judith, and that's why you didn't want to risk anyone else for help, right? Francisca, yes. Katra, hold on. We read something in a few notes a while back. It said that all of Enrique's family and connections were killed. Elderly woman, the truth of the matter is that Francisca was the only one who survived. Francisca, 9 years ago, my parents risked their lives to help me escape. However, in a town completely under Almada's control, there was nowhere for me to go. That's when an informant came to save me. He told me it was the least he could do to make amends for selling info to Dante's. Judith, hey, that sounds like... Van, Dingo. Yeah, must have been him. Only somebody Dante's thought highly of could have gotten her out alive. Katra, I suppose that makes sense. Francisco, wait, you know Dingo? Van, yeah, he was working at Edith as a reporter for a while. Still did informant work on the side, though. Me being a Spriggan, it made sense for us to do business, but in some ways he was also kind of like an older brother. Francisca, this has been an incredible day for coincidences. Elderly woman, I owe him a debt of gratitude as well. You see, several days after that tragedy befell her family, Dingo appeared to me once more to say Francisca wanted me to tell you something. He wanted me to know that she was safe, but warned me to act as though she were dead. Ever since then, I've kept Francisca in my heart. I could only pray that we might meet again someday. Judith, I see. Makes this reunion all the sweeter, huh? Francisca, is it possible that Dingo's still in the capital? I always hoped I'd be able to find him someday. He introduced me to a family that took me in as a foster child. If not for his connections, I might never have had a family again. Unfortunately, searching for him while Almada was still around was too dangerous. I've always regretted never telling him how grateful I was. Katra, well... Francisca, what's wrong? Then, the thing is, Dingo passed away. It happened last year, while he was trying to follow up on Almada. In the end, it's because of the information he left us that we were able to fight back against Dante's. Francisca. Elderly woman. Oh dear! Judith. That guy was one hell of a reporter, that's for sure. Even helped me out sometimes, too. Katra. A lot of what I know is through hearsay, but he seemed like a really great guy. I remember he saved Marielle when a politician targeted her for digging into his affairs. Ben. Yeah, he was the kind of guy who was always one step ahead of everybody else. So flawless, you almost hated him for it. And he cared about other people to a fault. No matter what happened, you always knew you could count on him. Based on what he did for you, I guess he'd always been like that. Francisca. Yes, even though he tried to feign disinterest, I could tell he was a gentle soul. But why? Why did that have to happen to someone like him? I lost everything because of Almada, and now Dingo too? I never even got to thank him. Elderly woman. Oh, Francisca. I know it hurts, dear. Everything will be all right. Wherever he is now, I'm sure he knows how you feel. Van. Francisca. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so emotional. I'm sure he meant a lot more to you than he did to me. Van. You got nothing to apologize for. It's good to know there's one more person out there who misses him just as much as we do. Francisca. I'm glad I found the courage to come to Messeldam. I've gotten back so much of what I lost. Irreplaceable things. And it's all thanks to you. And despite knowing that Dingo is gone now. Even if I can't thank him in person, the least I can do is continue to live my life looking forward. Van. Sounds like a good plan. I'm sure that's what he'd want for you too. Katra. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Judith. Yeah, I'm glad we decided to take on her case though.
That takes care of that.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Nice. And we have more money for fishing bait. Hell yeah. Although I think we caught all the fish at this point that we can. Alright, well, I should probably stop here. I still have more stretches to do before bed. And I did say this was going to be a short stream anyway, because it is getting late. So we will continue tomorrow. Fresh and properly. Yeah. Emotional closure? Nah. Fish? Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you all so much for joining me for more Trails Through Daybreak 2. I hope that you had fun. Sorry that this didn't go long, but, you know, the number of things that happened was a little bit overwhelming. Streams are just going to kind of be like this for a while, I'm afraid. I have a really rigorous routine now with everything that I have to do and, like, the pills I have to take and stuff like that. It's a lot. So, we're just going to have to play it by ear. I will try and keep them as close to 8 as possible, but I cannot guarantee that every day, especially if I have really bad pains that like cause me to delay or cancel streams entirely. We're just gonna have to play it by how it goes. The good news is that today is probably the best day I've had for foot pain so far, so that must mean that there is some recovery going on. Especially since taking a shower went relatively painless. If you don't know, because you weren't in my server when I was talking about it the other day, when I took a shower the day before Monday, when I took a shower on Monday, it spiked my pain so bad that I had to stay home, and I went to see a podiatrist, another podiatrist, not my podiatrist, because my podiatrist wouldn't see me. And that podiatrist recommended I replace my shower mat. So I did that today, and thankfully it worked. There was no pain in the shower. There's no pain right now, which is great. So hopefully that problem is solved, and we can just smooth recovery from here. Hopefully. I really hope that's how it works. So if it doesn't, I'm getting a shot, and that might mean a medical leave. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope that you had fun. I did want to point out, that appointment I mentioned, was a very unexpected expense. So if you do want to help me out, you're more than welcome to check out my Ko-fi, and donate there. We're at 40% of covering the cost of that. This is the cost of the appointment plus the replacing of the shower mat. The shower mat's covered. The appointment is not, so yeah. It'd really help me out. If you can't, that's fine too. This is just, I don't know. There's probably going to be more unexpected expenses as this goes on, which I'm going to have to try and fundraise for. Because all of this is unplanned. I didn't expect that any of this would cost what it does, and unfortunately the American healthcare system is jack shit, as we know. So, yeah. we'll just I will update you guys as all that happens. Thank you for Van sexiness. You are welcome. I'm always here to stare at Van's titties. Happily, any day. All right, subbies, we will see each other tomorrow. Please have a good evening. Stay warm, especially if you, like me, are going to be enduring critical freeze tonight, which can cause hypothermia tomorrow. So yeah, stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Bye-bye.